We're back. We are back, baby.
It's a celebration. It's been a long time.
It's been a long time. We've been 2.5 years off. We are back. The Urban Uplander Podcast. We are here, separated as of right now, just away from each other, apart. But I'm excited to be here and talking with you. We are at a big point of our business. Just to let people know, we've had about 2.5 years off since our last podcast. And we are very excited as a lot has happened those last 2.5 years. I graduated back in 2025 and officially am Dr. Kyle Benbow. And since then, I've been working at the Army Research Institute. And yourself have grown not only just on our business, but in our pets that we own and in our goals. And we are soon headed for our very first breeding. But before we get into any of that, I just want to say happy anniversary, baby.
Happy anniversary. We miss you so much around here.
Yes.
And like you said, so much has happened since the last time we've done this. I think at some point we'll probably dive into that because, again, it's 2.5 years worth of adventures. But I mean, obviously there are some main points, like you said. Not only are we expecting our first breeding, but the breeding's happened. We're expecting our first litter to hit the ground any moment. The big thing that's happened, aside from you graduating and now being a doctor and living in Georgia, again, just a distance separating us. We did our breeding. We are expecting a litter, our very first litter of English setter puppies. We've had our temperature drop, and we are now on the wait for them to arrive into the world.
And this is, on the podcast, she's right next to you right now. So, if you start seeing a puppy or two pop out, just hold them up to the screen real quick and, introduce them to the world.
We will be making a quick exit out of this if that happens. And she is right here. She's in her whelping box right next to me in our whelping room right now. The cats are actually cuddling up with her. She keeps digging and doing some nesting, which I don't know, for people that are listening that may not have English setters, digging is a very normal thing that they do when they're trying to get comfortable. So, and I'm now at the point where I'm trying to deduce whether it's nesting behavior or just the normal setter dig. So,
yes,
absolutely.
Well, before we get kind of our back and forth, I did want to share that it is our anniversary, and earlier today I was thinking about the first date that we kind of went on, the Bonefish Grill, and I know you always tell the story how I asked you what your 5-year plan was, and you were just like, I just got a puppy today, I ain't worried about tomorrow, you know what I'm saying? And,
literally got a puppy and a tattoo the day before.
and it was a funny answer, it was a cute answer, and I just thought at the time, I asked that question because I knew what my goals were at the time for school and stuff, and I didn't want to interfere with something where 2 years I plan to do X and this and Y, and I'm like, well, long term, if you're planning to do X and Y, I'm doing Z. But I just think now that was almost 13 years ago that date was. It's now you didn't know. You just got a puppy that day, and now 13 years later, 7 years anniversary, and we're expecting puppies. So we're expecting to have puppies, and you planned this out for I would say 5 years to match the story, but you planned this out for longer than 6 years. So I guess we're finally here. How are you feeling?
I'm feeling great. I am so excited. Like I said, it could be any moment now. We've been doing this for so long, the planning, the prepping, the proving of our dogs, the health testing, picking the right dogs for this. And again, it has been so long since our last podcast that I don't even know if people know Eunice. We do have a bench setter, English setter named Eunice, Monomar's double U, meaning Urban Uplander. achieved a champion in the AKC ring, the UKC ring, the international ring, junior hunter title, a whole bunch of stuff. Got a prize won in NABDA. So we've been doing a lot in these past 2 years to prove her and get her ready. So I'm just excited to finally have this culmination of everything we've worked so hard for. So yeah, I'm pumped.
What do you think is what's the most exciting part as you finally got here? Like you said, we've been at this for 2 years, and the events and the championships and the training.
Yeah.
Right. And it's kind of like, as you said, the culmination. It's almost like your graduation, in the sense of like, you've done all the classes, you've done all the prereqs, you've done all the health testing. So yeah, what is the most exciting part now that it's here?
I mean, getting to see them, I think that's the main thing. I want this to happen when it's supposed to happen, but I keep touching her belly. And I just want to see them. Right. And it's so funny because English setters, they come out white unless they have patches. You don't know necessarily their markings and what color they are. So it's just going to be 6 white puppies, but I'm still so excited to just see their little faces and have them here finally. So yeah, I'd say that's the most exciting part. It's just getting to, every night I cuddle with Eunice and I feel her belly and I feel them moving. So it's like, you kind of know them before you know them. So now getting to physically see them is super exciting.
It's day one puppies. So you get a lot of shaping and a lot of pretty much a clean slate from the beginning.
Yeah. I think that is, as a trainer, the most exciting part. They're little sponges. Our bird dogging mentor, Dr. Dale Hubbard, he has these awesome videos of his puppies at 3, 4, 5 weeks old, learning and building markers and learning how to whoa and engaging with the placement board. So, and I think that's a great point, right? Because as excited as I am to see them, I think as a trainer now, getting to be in the breeding side of things, those early days are so exciting to get to truly help these future families who are going to have a great head start with great puppies, not just through, a great pairing of dogs with great temperaments, but through those early puppy raising things that we get to do.
Yes, you have an entire encyclopedia of puppies and plans. And I think as far as putting the time, energy, and effort into something and being ready for it, I don't know if there's a person more ready for something than yourself heading into this.
That is pretty rich, coming from, again, your original story of today of not having a 5-year plan to having this intricate play-by-play of how these next 10 weeks will go. I only get 10 weeks with these puppies. And in order to make it as fulfilling and enriching as it can be, there has to be a play-by-play. I mean, unfortunately, I'm not reinventing the wheel here, right? There are great programs like Puppy Culture. And again, like things that our mentors have done that I get to now replicate. And as a trainer, put my own education to it and make my own spin on it. So yeah, an encyclopedia is right. A couple encyclopedias, I'd say.
And we can talk about that a little bit because again, it's a lot that people don't see, and I think sometimes, particularly when you're saying you're having puppies or you're having dogs at home, I think that there is this sometimes a stigma that comes along with it, right?
Sure.
So I think that, for yourself, we can talk a little bit about these last 8 weeks in terms of like all that you've done in preparation for this birth. Because I think that really kind of goes into the level of both the care and attention that you have been given. So if you want to talk a little bit about, again, you have to go over everything because I know we can
I mean, I think first and foremost, the most important part is my day-to-day is built around this, right? I am so fortunate that, number one, we're having a smaller litter. It's 6 puppies. And a comment we received was, what a great small litter, especially when you have a full-time job and everything else. And that I do, but my job is very special in the fact that I'm still here at the house 24/7, pretty much. And it revolves around dogs. I have the time, energy, and ability to do this. So first and foremost, that. Aside from that, I've been, going through the puppy culture CEU units, which are super informative. Everything from neonatal to the time they go home. There's the AKC Canine College. And aside from all the other physical things like her proving, her temperament testing, her OFAs, we obviously had to go in for her progesterone testing, get her there to be bred and do all those things to prepare for this. And then aside from that, it's really just preparing her and the household. Last week, she had her final groom before puppies come. So got her nice and clean and ready to have babies. I want her coat to be clean for the babies to be able to nurse on her, and I want her to feel clean. I'm sorry I keep getting distracted. She is heavily nesting right now.
No, a dog is literally due today. So we're trying to squeeze this in. So again, we'll get through these little bit of. Go ahead.
Let me check something real quick. We will.
Nurses.
I'm back. Yes, all my nurses. There's 2 cats laying in here with her. She keeps digging. She was showing some attention to her rear, so I just wanted to double check and make sure we literally aren't like having a puppy pop out right now. But yeah, preparation has just been getting her whelping area situated, getting all the things that come with making sure she's ready to lactate, making sure puppies have a good entry into the world, all the socialization stuff they're going to need for each stages. So we've just been making sure we have everything we need supply-wise to effectively do this.
Yeah, so like, again, there's a lot, right? The physical transformation, there's been a lot of things you've been doing in terms of getting ready. So in terms of like if anyone else again, this is live, people. This is literally the day of the puppy. Again, if a puppy pops out, she may just hold it up to the
cats are being so sweet to her. They're just like,
I'm sure
gosh.
Nurse cats.
Charlie's milking it.
What would you say, like, if someone were to do this, like, what do people like underestimate when it comes to preparing for a litter?
Yeah. Well, I think number one, before you mentioned the stigma around it, and we've worked very hard at making sure we have the appropriate dog, a dog that is proven within her breed, structurally, temperamentally, versatility, her original job and purpose of hunting, right? So starting there with a good stock of dog, you can't turn poop into a diamond. Okay, let me time out. I don't want to say
leave that.
Are you sure?
Okay. Again, this is be free flowing. Let it go. Let it talk it out. We don't need a bunch of edits. We don't want a bunch of stops and cuts.
But yeah, you can't polish a turd, right? So you want good stock when it comes to starting. If this is something you want to do, I say, number one, whatever breed you're into, whether it's English setter or not, start with your parent club. Look at the breed parent club. They are who, I wouldn't say governs your breed, but they are who set the standard. They are who are going to explain what genetic testing needs to be done. And a bark is not enough, right? And bark, I will say, as much as a lot of people don't like doing embark testing, I like it. it does cover a lot of stuff, right? But it is not the end all be all. There are other screenings that each breed has to have. Specifically for our breed, hearing, thyroid, hip, elbow, you want passing scores on all those. So, and then aside from that, you're going to want to pick a good stud that complements your dog. Love the stud we picked. A big part of it was, number one, he also had all those same health testings, right? He's tested to the standard of OFA. He has a great temperament. And not only does he have a good temperament, but he has a temperament that matches and complements Eunice's so well. Eunice is a little bit more serious and calculated, and he's a little bit more merry and free-flowing. So, you know, the combination of those two things is something I think is going to benefit this litter a lot. And then on top of that, you're going to want to make sure that structurally they complement each other, right? You don't want to lose out on anything. You don't want to accentuate the wrong thing. So really ensuring that the dogs that you're picking mesh together. And don't sleep on proving your dog. I think a lot of people get nice dogs and they say, great, they're cute, let's slap them together and do our thing. But you really have to make sure what you're doing is not just for you, but for the betterment and future of your breed as well.
Absolutely. And that just goes right there to kind of show all that goes into a breeding of this kind, right? Any person can go pick two dogs and have them procreate. But that's not the intent here. We're not trying to sell puppies. The intent is to push the breed forward. And everything you kind of talked about sounds like that is the ideal goal in terms of making sure they're medically up to point, they're behaviorally up to point, they match in terms of the temperament that they create. Because again, we want the best possible product at the end.
Absolutely. It's about the future of the breed, right? It's not just about the ethical. I mean, I guess it's like a Venn diagram, right? I was going to say it's not about the ethical breathing side of things, but it always is. It always falls back to that middle of the Venn diagram of you also want to be not just preserving the breed, but advancing them at the same time.
Yes, absolutely. And I think we've done a pretty good job with the two that we've chosen for this. So again, you keep looking over, you're focused on the dog. So we'll ask one more thing here.
We can keep talking. You know, the great part about in the stage of labor that she's in is we're still in the early stages, right? So we shouldn't see a puppy within the next hour. You know, she's now at the point where we have some heavy panting. But what we'll probably see as a bigger sign and indicator is some shaking and some shivering. So we're not quite there yet. If we do get there, I promise you, I will let you know, and we will hop off this and probably research the baby puppy in hand.
No, yeah, right. No.
But, and this is the bonus of this as well, right? Is for those, we made our intro and everything else. We do live in two different areas. We are still a married couple. I'm here in Indianapolis. You're there in Columbus, Georgia. And you don't get to be here for this, right? So not only are we getting to explain and talk about this for the general public that may want to know and learn about this, but it's also our way of getting to stay connected in this as well. So
absolutely.
Either way, we'd be sitting here on the phone.
No, I mean, this is a normal, conversation, and again, for me, being able to, I should say, for me, not being there is kind of, that's unfortunate. It's the cost of the job, the career that I've chosen and chose to stay in since I've graduated. But knowing, again, you have been on top of things A+ as far as the preparation for this, I can sit back and say, yeah, she got this. Like she's going to be able to handle everything that this has to offer her.
I do, and it's always a benefit when you're around because you're such a big help. But I'm fortunate that I did get some time off to be able to do this. And that, again, I have been working at this for so long that I'm feeling so comfortable and competent and capable of bringing these 6 babies into the world. So, this is just the most exciting thing ever.
Yeah, absolutely. You talked a little bit about this, and we can kind of use this to segue towards the end. But again, she looked like she's showing signs, the digging,
Early labor,
drop, a little bit of signs of starting to go into labor. So,
sure.
As far as like what you expect from now to like 2 or 3 days from now, as we kind of go from Tuesday to going into this weekend, what does that look like for you? What do you expect from her, and what do you expect from, the puppies this early, as they're very newborn, infant little puppies?
Yeah. So I expect them to be white, right? And that's going to be a fun thing to document, is the color changes they go through. They just like Dalmatians, they continue to get their spots over time. I don't expect those things to happen within the first couple days.
Sure.
I expect them all to, number one, come out healthy. And then I'll start doing weights on them. I'll mark all that stuff down. And then over the next couple days, I will expect those weights to start to increase. It's not going to be crazy if the first day their weight tends to drop. Fortunately, I have a great repro vet who has walked me through a lot of stuff. So, fluctuation that first day or so is normal, but I do expect to see them gaining weight. And then if they're not, obviously some replacement of milk, talking with my vet, making sure that we're on a good course will happen. I will say at 3 days old, they'll also start ENS, which is early neurological stimulation. And they'll also start EIS, which is ESI, which is early scent introduction.
Okay.
So we'll start both of those things we'll start at day 3 and then we'll end day 16.
Okay.
So those are the main things, right? And then we'll just be recording their weight and I'm sorry, she started sitting so weird. I thought a puppy was coming at her, right? We'll just, be expecting that weight gain, doing our ENS, recording our ESI, and again, just giving them a good early start.
Okay. Well, yeah, again, I know we have a lot of plans for them as we're going forward. So I think, that kind of gives a pretty good introduction to what we're doing. I think, again, with her starting to potentially go into labor, we can go ahead and call this the first episode, with the idea that, we can come back in a week. And hopefully we'll have puppies on the ground.
We will.
And we'll be able to kind of to talk about that first week and that first week experience, and what you've been doing and how that adjustment has been going. So I think we can do that for next week. But yeah, I'm excited to continue to do this, continue to talk to you. As we kind of talked about before we started getting back on the podcast, this is it's ours, it's yours, it's what we have done, but it's also kind of like part of the community, because we have people on our Patreon. We have a lot of long-term clients, people who've been with you since before you even had dreams of being a dog breeder, when you were just training dogs. You have a lot of people who've been on for that ride. So I think being able to share this experience with them, with hopefully be something they enjoy.
I love that take on it, right? And we've been at this for 10 years this year, right? Back in April, I want to say. And we've had a client base for those 10 years. A lot of our clients turned 10 this year, and they, not just the dogs, but the humans, have got to know us from our early years before we even fell into the world of purebred dogs and dog sports and ethical breeding and everything else. So it's really neat to share our progression with them and truly get to have had them along for this ride, to the point where we even had a virtual puppy shower yesterday, and our clients got us gifts, and we were able to open those and send them the video of it happening. And you know, a lot of stuff we did for this litter, virtual puppy shower, maternity photos that we had yesterday. We've done a lot of silly, excited things, and I don't know that we'll do that every litter, right? I will say, getting to milk this first litter, just knowing how long we've been at it, working towards this, and now it finally getting to happen. I've milked it for all it's worth.
It's celebratory time, so absolutely, you know, get all of it that you can, the pictures, the ultrasounds, all that. You know, keep posting. And again, we're here for the ride to share with everyone as we kind of go along. Obviously, we have events that are coming up that we've reached out to people to invite to. And again, continue to just document and talk through this process. It's both a learning experience and a retroactive experience for us. So, you know, by next litter time, whenever that is, 2027, 2028, we can look back at these times and kind of say, oh, what did we do the first time? And what were some of the things that we were talking about then? And then we can, you know, compare and contrast. Because again, it will, as good as it is the first time, we can only get better at it. So I'm excited. I'm excited for this. Again, I'm gonna let you go on Puppy Watch. You know, we can switch off to the regular phone. And, you grabbing her little puppy. Yeah. I see you. Yeah, you breathing hard. You breathing hard. Well,
she is. She's barking.
Jasper, you want to say hi?
Jasper.
He's not. He's passed out. But all right.
Well, perfect. Well, thank you all for tuning in. This has been wonderful. We're super excited to keep back up with this. Once we know what our posting schedule is going to be, we'll start posting that. But we do know at least on maybe a weekly to bi-weekly basis. So stay tuned for our next post, which I'm guessing will be update on how whelping went. So happy anniversary to you again.
Happy anniversary, baby.
And everyone stay tuned for this journey, and thank you for tuning in.
Like, subscribe, share, all that good stuff. We're new to this. We haven't got a thing down yet, so
do it. Bye, guys.